Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Stretchy Sundays. This one is focusing on upper back and neck stiffness from those long periods of sitting we're probably experiencing. So let's get stuck into it. You'll notice I've got a rolled up towel in between my legs. Go and grab one if you don't already, and let's get stuck into it. So we're going to place the towel on the ground like so. And then all we're going to do from there is take a seat on the ground and then gently in between about our shoulder blades, release our upper body over the top of it so that our elbows come and hit the ground. So we're trying to keep our lower back relatively flat, just holding that position for 30 seconds. Deep breaths in and out. If you want to feel this movement more, straighten out your legs. That's completely up to you. If it feels a bit abrupt, you can have your knees bent and then arms over your chest as well. Holding that position, deep breathing all the way down into your belly button, and then releasing, and then coming, adjusting that a little bit more, up a little bit higher, still on your upper back, and releasing it again. So we're laying over the top, deep breaths in and out. Lower back isn't arching too much, so you don't see it sticking up. Try and keep your hips on the ground, lower back relatively flat. We're just trying to increase or promote some upper back extension. And then come to adjust it again. So just slide yourself up the towel a little bit more to just below that first position that you did, but still in contact with your upper back and ribs, and releasing over the top of that. Hands going up above the head. If you feel any clicks, cracks, that's totally normal. My back does it every single time. As long as they're not painful, they're nothing to worry about, and that shouldn't be painful. Just gonna take one or two more deep breaths here. And then release. We're just going to kick that towel out to the side, and we're going to do a lower back stretch. So we're going to have one hand out on the ground to the side, one knee up. I'm going to bring it across to the other side, like so. And then you guys will turn to look at the hand that is on the ground. I want you to try and keep both shoulders in contact with the ground. Just promotes a bit more movement through your back, as opposed to letting your shoulders roll up like so, not feeling much of a stretch. So let your shoulders stay back, looking towards your other hand, and again we're holding that for about 30 seconds. After we've held that, we're going to swap to the other side. So back to our knees bent like so. My left hand now goes out to the side. My right leg goes straight, and I'm going to bring my left knee up and across the other side of my body. And I'm looking towards my left hand. So you'll notice my left shoulder is still in contact with the ground. I'm not rotating through my chest. So leave that down there like so. The next movement we're going to get stuck into after we've held this one for another 5 seconds is a cat and camel. So we're going to release, and then we're going to sit on up however you feel comfortable, and then come to our hands and our knees, and we're again trying to promote some movement through our upper back, lower back and neck. So we're going to go shoulders pressing away from each other, rounding through our back and letting our head drop. And slowly moving to the opposite, so head looking up, and then we're squeezing through our shoulder blades and arching our back. So up, pushing it away, letting the head drop, and then coming back to that end position. And again. And back down. Stay with my movement nice and slow and controlled, pushing away, arching the back. Slight pause at each end range. And we're just going to do one more, so going down, dropping our head, and then coming back up. Lovely. Now we're just going to release back to our feet, but what I want you to do is kick your knees out a little bit wider, bring your toes together. We're going to go into a child's pose. So we're just going to hang out in this position here, so forehead comes to the ground. We're trying to sit back on our hips, like so. And we're just going to hold that position at the end. So again, deep breathing into this range. Sending your hips back with each exhale, so out breath. Keeping your head down towards the floor. Try not to let your hips stay up too high, so I want you to go nice and low. Trying to sit back on your heels. One more deep breath in and out. So in all the way. And out all the way. Now we're going to release. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push your upper body up, and then release your knees. I'm going to come to face you. And I'm just going to sit back on my heels like so. I'm going to place one hand up underneath my legs. And I'm going to side bend my neck the other way, like so. With my top hand, I'm just gently applying a little bit of pressure over the top. So we're just doing a neck side bending stretch. Very gentle. We're not pulling our head too far over to that side. It's more of just like a 1 kilo weight, just gently applied to the top of our head as opposed to pulling over that way. You can adjust the position of your stretch to look further forward a little bit. Might feel it a little bit more towards the back, or looking further up, feeling it more towards the front. Wherever you feel more tight, stretch that one. And release. We're going to swap those sides over to the other side. Nice, and same thing again. Very light with our top hand. We're sitting on, well, my left hand to anchor that shoulder down, because you don't want to see our shoulder up around our ear. Keep it down nice and low to really focus that stretching. And then release that one. Awesome work. Next one, I'm going to come to standing up. You're going to use a wall for this one, or a door. I'm going to show you against the wall though. So we're going to have one hand against the wall, and we're going to step forward like so. I want your elbow to be above 90 degrees. And then for this one, I've got my right foot forward, my left hand is in contact with the wall, and I'm twisting, keeping my elbow where it is, to try and straighten up through my shoulders and my chest. So it doesn't have to be a massive step. Adjust your position until you feel comfortable, but you're feeling the stretch through your chest area. And again, we're just going to hold that for roughly 30 seconds. Really promote that stretch through that muscle. It's a great one if you've been sitting at a desk for a while, because most likely rounded shoulders by the end of it. I know I do. Good one to help just open up the chest a little bit. And then we're going to swap sides. So same thing again. Elbows just above 90 degrees. Taking a step forward. This time with my left foot, turning a small step forward. And I'm just trying to twist to open up through my chest. A few deep breaths in and out. Be grateful of the time you've got to yourself in this moment. It's not often we get to do this. One more deep breath in and out. And releasing. The next one we're going to do is a lat stretch. I'm just going to use a windowsill. You can use a door if you like. What we're going to do here is grabbing onto the wall, we're going to pull ourselves back, keeping our back nice and straight, hips going back, and then slowly lean in towards the wall. So you should almost feel your body coming in contact. It's maybe just a little bit away. You're feeling that stretch down through the kind of armpit area down into your back. So leaning back, really pulling your body weight away from where your hand's grasping. Deep breaths in and out, again about a 30-second hold. One more deep breath in and out. And release that. I'm going to find this pretty difficult to do on the other side, but I'm going to have a go. So I've got a little gap in my wall here. Don't hit the fiddle. Oh no. So trying to push back against it and then letting your chest drop. Back's nice and straight, pushing towards a wall, or for you, pushing towards the arm that's grasping onto the door frame. I'm trying to hold that position there for 30 seconds. One more deep breath in and out. Nice work. Standing up nice and tall. Just got one more to finish off. We're going to do a forward roll. So we're going to tuck our chin into our chest like so. Rolling one vertebra at a time. Nice and slowly down towards our toes. Trying to tap as far as we can. Once we get down to the bottom, it's going to hold for 5 seconds. And then standing back up in the exact reverse. So nice and slow, rolling all the way to the top. Then our hands come out to the sides, thinking our chest up nice and tall and holding that position for 5 seconds. So I'm in this position here, shoulders back, down, chest up nice and tall, squeezing through our shoulder blades for 1 or 2 deep breaths and then release. So there you go guys, a nice little stretch routine to free up some upper back and neck motion. Hope that helps. Cheers.